What if I told you that every crisis, recession, market crash, and every disaster has made the wealthy even richer? While most people panic, lose everything, or struggle to recover, the rich see golden opportunities hidden in the chaos. The question is, are you prepared to do the same? Today, we're revealing the exact strategies the wealthy use to turn crisis into wealth. Let's dive in. Number 1. The wealthy use crises as wealth-building opportunities. The pandemic is a perfect example of how the wealthy and the poor handle crises differently. While millions of people lost their jobs and struggled financially, billionaires saw their wealth skyrocket. Since the onset of the pandemic, many top billionaires have experienced unprecedented surges in their wealth. Elon Musk's fortune skyrocketed from just under $25 billion on March 18, 2020, to an astonishing $428 billion by the end of 2024. Jeff Bezos also saw his wealth grow from $113 billion in 2020 to $235.2 billion by December 31, 2024, driven by Amazon's explosive growth. Meanwhile, the Walton family that owns Walmart saw their assets soar from $161.1 billion in March 2020 to $317 billion by September 2024. According to this article on inequality.org, some billionaires doubled their wealth. Why? They positioned themselves to benefit from the shift in consumer behavior. Companies like Zoom and Shopify also thrived as online shopping, remote work, and e-commerce exploded. Investors who understood these trends and bought stocks in tech companies early in the pandemic saw massive returns as well. Meanwhile, those with a poor mindset were stuck waiting for stimulus checks, relying on government assistance, and failing to pivot to new opportunities. The wealthy didn't just sit back. They adapted, invested, and capitalized on new industries, proving that crises always present opportunities for those who are prepared. Number 2. Economic downturns trigger the biggest wealth transfers. Wealthy individuals understand that economic downturns are some of the best times to build wealth. During recessions, asset prices drop, creating opportunities to acquire undervalued stocks, real estate, and businesses. For example, savvy investors bought shares of Amazon and other major tech companies during the pandemic, watching their investments skyrocket afterward. Meanwhile, those with a poor mindset often panic and stop investing altogether, missing the chance to grow their wealth when the market recovers. Another example is Warren Buffett, who is famous for his contrarian investing style, buying when others are selling. During the 2008 financial crisis, while many panicked and sold their stocks, Buffett invested billions into companies like Goldman Sachs, General Electric, and Bank of America at discounted prices. His bold moves during the crisis generated massive returns when the economy rebounded. His philosophy: be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Number 3. The wealthy focus on solutions. The poor focus on problems. When disasters strike, whether it's a hurricane, wildfire, or even a housing crash, the wealthy immediately shift into solution mode. They ask, where is the opportunity in this? While the poor often focus on the destruction, panic, and loss. Take Hurricane Katrina in 2005. While thousands of homeowners and businesses suffered devastating losses, wealthy investors stepped in to buy up real estate at deep discounts, knowing that government aid and rebuilding efforts would eventually drive property values back up. The same happened after the 2017 hurricanes in Florida and Texas, where investors swooped in to acquire damaged properties, renovate them, and sell them for massive profits once the market rebounded. The poor, on the other hand, often find themselves stuck in survival mode, waiting for assistance, unaware of the opportunities crises create. Number 4. The rich stay liquid and ready to invest, while the poor are unprepared. Preparation is key for the wealthy. They keep cash reserves or highly liquid assets ready to deploy when opportunities arise. As of December 2024, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway held a record $325 billion in cash. The wealthy understand that during times of crisis, the best deals appear, and only those who have the money take advantage of them. For example, when stock markets crash or businesses struggle, those with cash on hand can buy assets at bargain prices. In contrast, the poor live paycheck to paycheck, have no savings, and rely heavily on credit cards or loans during tough times, leading to high-interest debt and financial stress during crises. Instead of positioning themselves to take advantage of opportunities, they are stuck trying to survive. Number 5. The wealthy stay strategic, the poor panic and wait. One of the biggest differences between how the wealthy and the poor handle crises is emotional control and adaptability. The wealthy maintain a calm, long-term perspective, understanding that markets and economies move in cycles. They make calculated decisions based on future growth rather than reacting out of fear. Poor individuals, however, often panic, selling investments at a loss, hoarding cash, or avoiding opportunities altogether. Beyond staying calm, the wealthy also embrace change and adapt quickly. During the pandemic, successful entrepreneurs pivoted to online businesses, remote services, and e-commerce, while others waited for things to return to normal. Those who took action thrived, while those who hesitated struggled. Number 6. Housing market crashes lead to real estate opportunities. Whenever there's a housing market crash or a major disaster that affects home values, the wealthy see it as an opportunity to buy. Take the 2008 financial crisis. While the average homeowner was struggling to keep up with mortgage payments, wealthy investors and real estate moguls were buying foreclosed properties at a fraction of their previous value. They knew that over time, the housing market would recover and those properties would appreciate significantly. Fast forward to today, many of those properties are now worth double or triple what they were purchased for. When crises strike, the poor tend to panic, sell in desperation, or go into financial survival mode, missing out on wealth-building opportunities. Number 7. Natural disasters create new business opportunities. Natural disasters like hurricanes, wildfires, and earthquakes often leave destruction in their wake, but the wealthy see them as opportunities to provide solutions and profit while doing so. After these disasters, real estate developers and construction companies usually jump at the chance to rebuild homes, securing lucrative contracts with insurance companies and the government. Similarly, when hurricanes hit coastal areas, wealthy investors and business owners invest in companies specializing in disaster recovery, construction, and infrastructure rebuilding. The demand for materials like lumber, steel, and concrete surges, creating opportunities for those who invest in these industries ahead of time. The poor, however, are often left waiting for FEMA assistance, struggling with displacement, and dealing with rising costs due to supply chain disruptions. Number 8. Supply chain disruptions lead to new markets. Crises don't just come in the form of natural disasters or pandemics. Sometimes they're economic disruptions, like the supply chain crisis we've seen in recent years. The wealthy quickly adapt by identifying shortages and filling gaps in the market. When supply chains were disrupted due to factory shutdowns in China, smart investors and business owners jumped in, creating alternative manufacturing hubs in countries like Vietnam, India, and Mexico. Meanwhile, those with a poor mindset were focused on the rising cost of goods, empty store shelves, and economic uncertainty. Similarly, during the recent baby formula shortage in the US, those who anticipated the demand imported and resold formula, creating highly profitable businesses. Number 9. The wealthy invest in crisis-resistant industries. The wealthy don't just react to crises, they prepare for them by investing in industries that thrive during turbulent times. Think about it. During recessions and global crises, industries like healthcare, cybersecurity, energy, and essential consumer goods always remain in demand. Wealthy investors allocate their money into these sectors so that even when a crisis hits, they continue making money. For example, during the 2022 energy crisis in Europe, those who had invested in oil, gas, and renewable energy companies saw their portfolios skyrocket in value. Companies like Zoom, Amazon, and Shopify also saw massive growth during the pandemic as the demand for remote work and online shopping exploded. Meanwhile, those with a poor mindset often find themselves working in industries that are highly vulnerable to crises, such as retail, hospitality, or low-wage service jobs, which are the first to experience layoffs when the economy slows down. Number 10. The wealthy diversify their income streams. During crises, multiple income streams can be a lifesaver. Wealthy people diversify their income by investing in businesses, real estate, and passive income sources like dividends and royalties. This makes them more resilient when one income stream is affected. Poor individuals, on the other hand, rely on a single job for income, making them highly vulnerable during layoffs or economic downturns. The lesson here? Building multiple income streams is crucial for financial stability and crisis management. And there you have it. Crises will always happen, but how you respond determines your outcome. If you found this video valuable, like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Success isn't about avoiding crises, it's about profiting from them. See you in the next video.